Hey y'all, spoiler alert. I don't have the guitar together yet, so we're just one part away. I'm waiting on Amazon to show up and drop it off, but I wanted to go ahead and get up the nerdy stuff video. So this video is gonna have all the parts and pieces, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So check it out. All right, well, I wasn't really gonna film this part, but I got to cleaning it and put a little conditioner on the fretboard, so I figured we'd just take a look at this rosewood, man. Definitely had nicer rosewood back in the 60s, I feel like. This isn't even their premium models, but I just put a little bit of conditioner on it and it really started popping. So got that, got her cleaned up a little bit. The tuners are in great shape. I thought I might have to change one of them possibly. They're still in really great shape. I'll probably add a little oil to them, but all in all feel really great, so that's good. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. This is a 63, so they moved the truss rod adjustment to the headstock as opposed to down here on some of the older models. There would be a little plate on a 61, 62. Hylotrons here, we'll take a look at those later. We'll pop those out and take a look. Now here's something interesting. The bridge. So from what I can find out, the 61, 62, 63s, maybe even a little further, I'm not really sure, had a kind of a wooden floating base, kind of like your arch tops would have, and then it had a bar bridge. But this is a replacement, kind of scarred up the body a little bit, which is a bummer, but you don't really see it most of the time. What I can tell, this metal version maybe came later, 64, 65 or something like that. And then this, I don't know what this is. Somebody made it themselves. Maybe they just turned a piece of brass. Hey y'all, so I'm just breaking in here because I learned something doing some research on the old internets about that crazy bridge. So I thought maybe somebody had used an older version and then made their own bar. Turns out they didn't. Get this, it's from an old Japanese style guitar. So, you know, in the 60s, Japan was making all sorts of replicas and things like that. So apparently this is from one of those. So I'm gonna keep it. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on the guitar. The metal scratching up the body I just don't like. So I'm on the search for the actual correct bridge. I found a couple of them for like almost 300 bucks, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. But for what I'm going to do for now is I dug through the old junk box, and I still have a nice base from one of my arch tops. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for now, I'm going to cut this off so it'll actually fit, so it'll clear the pick guard. Kind of cut it off on both sides, and then I still have a space control bridge for my old White Falcon, so I think I'm going to stick that on there for now. So yeah, so we'll see how that works out, but that's where I'm at right now. So I know more than I did last night when I was putting this thing together or taking it apart. So yeah, all right, back to the breakdown. So I'm going to try to find an original bridge that doesn't cost me a third of what the guitar cost me altogether. So we'll check that out. Breaker bar on there. Nothing to see there. Here's that switch we were looking at in the other video that doesn't like to stay switched. Let's see if it'll do it. Yep, see? Do you want it on the bridge? No. You can have both pickups. I want one pickup. No. So we'll work on that. It's got the original knobs. It's nice and crusty and dirty, so we'll pull this off. Luckily, looks like the pick guard's in pretty decent shape. Don't see any cracks, and it hasn't shrunk too much. It's kind of bowing a little bit, but no big deal. If you're curious, that's what the input jack looks like. And then the Burns patent pended vibrato. So from what I can tell, if you look down here, there's a pin that moves. When you move the arm, that pin pushes against a spring right here. And this spring, you can actually adjust the tension back here, there's a little screw. So we'll probably tear that apart, clean it up. It's also looking pretty rough. So a couple of things we need to do. We're gonna need to take this pick guard off, get in there and clean up all the switches and all that good stuff. Maybe we need a new switch, we'll wait and see. The pickups seem to work, so I think we're okay there. Actually, I'll probably put some rubber shims onto them so we can adjust the heights, because for everything I hear, you need a hylotron up pretty high, right up against the strings, and these are not like that stock. And then we gotta find a bridge, so if anybody knows where to find one, I'll probably have found one by the time this video's out. Okay, it's pizza time, as they say. Let's get this pick guard off and see what we find. First. Yahtzee. All right. So let's get these guys off here. Look at that. Do some close-ups once I get this. Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah. These might not be much good anymore. So after looking a little closer, I'm afraid this switch might be donezo. We'll have to just find something else. Maybe some corrosion, but I don't know what that'll be like on the inside. But it looks like we're at neck volume, bridge volume, and then a master tone pot here. So all original, which is cool, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't do you much good, right? So we will get these babies cleaned up, and then we'll see if this thing will fire up. So if you didn't catch my last video, so what I'm gonna do temporarily is I'm gonna use this old Space Control bridge and an arch top bass, because finding a stock bass is really expensive. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a saw, trim this guy off here and here, so that leg clears the pick guard, and we'll be good to go. Now, depending on how fast I get this done, my bar bridge might be in. It's supposed to be in tomorrow. So I'm gonna get to work, and then I'll catch up with you guys when we're putting her all back together. Hey everybody, success. We got good news. So originally I was thinking about replacing all of this, and then couldn't go to bed, so decided to try to clean these up. So all the pots now sound great. Just sprayed a little contact cleaner in them, good to go. But the big news is this. Ho-ho. So get this. The problem were these little tips right here. They were bent too far inside, and it wasn't allowing the contact to push it all the way out. And so now, a couple of pliers, and we're good. I just saved myself $30 on a new Switchcraft, maybe. I mean, he says maybe as I flip it back and forth. I guess I'll go ahead and let him deliver it just in case, but as of now, I think we're good. Add on to that, I cut that bridge down. We cut the bridge down now. I am worried about height, but if the height is too big, we'll just have to sand these bottoms down. But I'm gonna string this bad boy up tonight, and we'll see where we get. All right, I got a little too cocky last night, as to be expected when it's late. We didn't get this thing strung up last night. My fears were justified, and this bridge was way too tall. So this morning, with a little bit of sandpaper and a whole lot of elbow grease, we filed this down to what I think will be the right level. So now we just gotta wait on the bar bridge to come in. It's coming in today. So we'll get the bar bridge, string it up, and then the next video we do hopefully will be a demo of how this baby sounds. So this is where we're at for now. Take it easy, y'all.